Welcome back to the Upscale podcast where we talk everything steel pan. I'm your host, Jawan Henry, and co-host.
No, Christopher.
Now we have a guest that's in fact, let me stop there. We don't have a guest, we have a brother.
Brother.
A brother in the house today.
Brother.
His name is?
John Francis.
His name is John Francis. For who I didn't know. Yes, his name is Khan Cordice, and he would have arranged for the Hesgate Steel Orchestra.
Definitely.
That came out victorious in the Antigua 2023 Panorama. Tell us, how was that like?
Well, it was good getting back to Panorama. As you know, that Panorama the last Panorama we had in Antigua would have been 2019. For me, coming off of the heels of Trinidad Panorama, 2023 with the Exodus Steel Orchestra, it was trying to see what it would have been like. I expected new players, there are a bunch of new players. There's some players who just in return, too old to have commitments, I want to say too old. This steel pan world right now, when I say too old, it's 25. People have commitments. But it definitely was good returning back to Panorama this year, and especially seeing that we would have gotten 8 bands in the competition. Yeah, it's a good return again from 2019.
Definitely.
And then just to see what we'd have been able to bring different to the table, not just me as the arranger, but the band as a whole.
But yeah, so today we're about to dissect, and I'm not talking about from. We're about to dissect the tune. What was the tune again?
So the tune we went with this year was No Weapon by Tian Winter. And just to the public, no, I didn't write that song, but if you asking if I wrote it. Certainly wish I did, but it's a beautiful song. And I must also give big kudos to the local producers on that tune, Chippy G and Akadan. Two young, they're two.
Who?
Akadan.
Bro,
Akadan.
Hey, that guy live up the road from me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So really happy that to see young people going out and doing these big things, and definitely big up Tian Winter on a project like this.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna dissect. We're gonna go part by part. And
Sure.
We're gonna, yeah.
No weapon. No.
That's what that is. Keep going. Okay, my bad. That's my bad. All right, let me just get this in the ear, guys. This is like a reaction video to me, okay? Maybe not to can. You know this song?
No, I'm still learning it.
Okay, so it's a reaction video to all of us. Right? So, what was your thought process in that? Because I heard something in the beginning. What was that?
So the reference, or some people use the term interpolation, but the reference I would have done in the beginning, and I look at a composition. This is an arrangement, just as written composition. So you draw references to kind of bring together an entire point.
Mm-hmm.
For this song, No Weapon, when you listen to the lyrics of the song and just get a picture of the story, it's somebody you're looking at, trying to be a bit more positive, trying to ward off all of the negative things. In my life, I think a lot of times I'm misunderstood, but even with some of the things that we're trying to do as a band, you know, you're kind of misunderstood. But for me personally, it's, you know, you're trying to do so much good. You're trying to work with people. You're trying to continue the development of the art form holistically here. And how do you now address that? And I think this song just spoke to me. Now, this, you look at the introduction, it would have started with the Peter Tosh, Jah is my keeper. Right? Jah is my strength and my life, for whom shall I fear? He's a shield upon my right hand and my left hand, so whom shall I be afraid? Jah is my no weapon, no. And in the bass line they actually go, Jah is my keeper, sustain the four there, and until it resolves down to the third. So it's really just to bring so now start the tune to give some reference to what is it that we're going to be doing. This is how we're setting it up, right? And right in that same aspect of it, you're still not bringing back the motive. No weapon, no weapon, no weapon, no. Right. And then it goes into that next part, which is from the introduction for the original song, with some variation. Right. So it's not the exact same thing. Okay. No weapon, totally reharmonized, right? Tell them no weapon, no weapon, and then you have your transitional transitional music that's happening there. So that's the run, right? Yeah. So that is happening there. This is how to transition you to give you some closure. Here's the end of the introduction, and then we move right into the main statement, which is the verse and chorus.
All right, so we're about to hear what that statement is right now.
Right, exactly.
All right.
That's the main statement.
Yeah.
Right. Very, very much reharmonized, even for the flat tune. It's something that I started doing a couple of years now, because for me 8 minutes is really not enough. Right. Yeah. But if I'm going to be doing my interpretation of a piece of music, then I have to interpret it the way that I see it.
Yeah.
So right from the get-go, they have one big smile on their face, you know. But the heart have not one good in its changing of texture completely, versus, you know, because the song starts and it just goes.
Right.
For me now, how can we change the texture a bit to give it a separation from that introduction into the flat tune, and to give the flat tune a bit more, or the main theme a bit more purpose. What's happening underneath is really color, you know, but the different phrases with the low pans. The part of the phrase is from the flat tune, but we would have moved out the rhythm, moved out the constant strumming and so from behind, and just have the cello lines, which are playing the counter melody, which is from the original track. And then you build towards that, what I refer to as the second part of the verse, or B section in the verse. The two damn bad, mind and evil. Now that gives it even more purpose. So you're building to the chorus, and then you're building to what I may call the second part of the chorus. Some people say the post-chorus, some people say bridge, whatever it is you want to call it, or the coda, whatever it is you want to call it. But you build all the way to it. So, when I was envisioning the flat tune, is that we start here and we continue to build that drive. I believe in a hills and valleys approach, especially when you have a longer period of time, versus, you know, you going up a mountain and get to the top. So that was a flat tune Too damn bad, man, and evil. I swear I can't stand them people. Bang, gong, gong, gong. And very interactive cello lines.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I would do from an artistic perspective, I'm very, from an orchestration point of view as well, I'm very keen on what I'm playing and where it falls in the range, the full range of things. You know, where your cello lines are, if you want them to be heard, where you need to play them versus where your high pans are playing, because there's something that you call like mud, right? Well, I call it mud, musical mud, where some things get in the way of others from a frequency point of view. So even from a drilling perspective, those are some of the things that I would look for. I mean, if I'm playing down in that, what do we call, B2 area for the cello, which is a very low B.
Low, yeah.
It's not going to come up very clear because you're down in the bass range.
Yeah.
But if you're playing up in your C5, in the cellos, you know, in your single tenor range, so it's not going to cut you clear. So you kind of try to look at your orchestration and see, how do I interject here if I want it to be heard? You know, what is the sweet spot on this instrument? You know, maybe I need to remove the double seconds, which is a bit on the darker side. If you leave the double tenors, it's not so bad because they're a bit brighter. Move the double second, have them play a more subdued role so that the cello lines can come out and the high pans can still come out, so it's clearer. So those are coming even from the flat tune, start singing along those lines.
Hey, something that I really enjoyed is the right from the flat tune. I think you had the low section out kind of, or they were rolling and then bam, bam. It's something like I never heard that before, and so feel like.
And that's actually a phrase from the tune itself, but because you remove everything now, to give it a very different feel.
Yeah.
And what I would always try to do is to make sure that the statements, all of the themes that I'm going to be building on, or all of the motives I should say that I'm going to be building on, and make sure that they're very, very clear in the flat tune. Because that is what you want people to know here, this is what it is. Sometimes you go into competitions, you may not have the most popular song. This wasn't the most popular song for the season. But then if you make your ideas very clear, then it's easy for people to kind of catch on to. If you choose a song that more people know, then it's a little easier that you can actually dig somewhere in the middle of the song and find a part and work on it. But in cases like these, you want to be very strategic. The whole competition is really about strategy. But when you think about music and creativity, I always tell people, if it is that the listeners can't enjoy it, then why am I doing it? I mean, I can do it for myself, creativity, but then I can't blame people if they don't like it. So I have to find that middle ground of being very creative, being innovative at the same time, but meeting the demands of the average listener.
And even for the enjoyment part, like when I remember looking from the crowd, looking on the stage, and even you see the players. When you reach the chorus, people singing.
I heard you can literally hear people singing.
People singing, they're singing the song, and you feel a different energy. It's like, wow. You feel like you're there.
It was like that on the stage.
And something I really admired with this song, All the Way and Reach Anyway, but the harmonies, man, the double tenors, it's really beautiful.
So
man.
My approach to harmony or alto is very different to most people. It's a concept that I would have developed through my work with brass band. So I did like studies with brass band, writing for a jazz brass band. And one of the things I talk about, I think I'm in a very peculiar position where so I'm an arranger, but I understand the drilling side. So I can kind of have these outer body experiences where, as the arranger, this is what I want, but as a driller, that's not going to work. So I don't harmonize everything. Right? I think you might remember a time I asked a double tenor to really learn the whole part. It's like, that's just causing mud. Like they're playing perfect, note for note, but it's just causing mud. Because you're introducing a second sound, especially when you're dealing with fast notes, you're introducing a second sound. So it's not going to ever come out as clear as it can as if you do it with one sound. And then in some cases, what's the significance of putting an alto there when nobody can really hear it? So if you can support the melody a bit more, then, so what I'll do is, so the harmonies you will hear, the reason why they come out so much is because at other times it's not there. So when you really need it and you put it in, then boom, it's there. And then it's like, so I do, I do experiment with like extended harmonies, even in the upper pans, rootless voicings, even with the upper pans. So, you know, your sharp fives, your flat nines, your sharp 11s in the upper pans. You know, voicing, you know, in upper tensions above what is happening in the middle and low pan. So it can become a whole study.
Yeah, we
get enough time.
I say we can spend like 15 hours here talking about them. But hey, we gotta I think this episode could only be so long.
Yeah.
So let me go
through.
Yeah. Gee, that, hey, yo.
Sweet.
Hey.
Make them feel hot, the music sweet.
Hey, look. I didn't even realize that the triple star. I have one big smile on my face, but guess what? I had one big smile on my face.
Brian even signed up to be a comedian. So, I mean, if I can walk you through what's happening there, I don't know if you have specific questions, but so it's a variation, which is a full melodic development, but an entire conversation. I like to write, you know, even within the band, there's a conversation kind of going on. But it's how you, as an arranger, utilize the sort of moving the motives around, moving the ideas around. So they have one big smile on it. So the conversation now is the low pans leading, they're playing the melody, an altered melody, right? Simple sequence. So the singing tenors now take over. And right there when they take over now, the melody still happening underneath now. But the singing tenors now, they start that little crescendo. Now, for me, a crescendo doesn't always have to start from zero. Because it all depends on what you're looking for. Here now you have them too bad mind, too bad mind, too bad mind, too bad mind, too damn bad mind and evil. When that happens, too damn bad man, and always playing friend thing, but they hard to blast it, deceitful, you know, the total reharmonization. That is why my circle stays small and bubble than so low pan. So cellos and basses, they're playing one thing, single tenors, double tenors, they respond. And you may ask why not the double second and why not the guitars, double guitars. I prefer, and sometimes I may have like a running second section. Given the size of the group this year, is not able to do that. So now just reorchestrated the music, if you want to use that term, to kind of still give what I want, but you know, with you have little issues here or there. Limitations here or there. But you can still, you know, because all you do as an arranger is, this is what I have to work with, so let me write for this particular context. So you come out of that, and when you that big, so that's a transitional period, transitional material that takes you straight back into a variation of the chorus. Tell them no weapon, bang kong king call and response, pom pom be do dim pom be bam pum be dum bam.
Hey, that chord right there, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
But what is happening there in the low pan is just change the texture. Now everybody's playing, but it still feels lighter. Basses, boom boom, bibi do bing boom, bibi do boom boom, space, bing gong gigong. So what happens now when you do that? Again, it now changes the texture a bit. Everybody's still playing, but because you give it so much space now and you're building towards something, so I'm very cognizant. Here's what I'm going into a nice jam. So if I know space it out a little bit, back down inside of the valley, because we could go up there and get on top of the hill before we go back down into the valley again. You understand me? So that is kind of the approach that you know I take. And for me, when I'm writing, it's not okay. This is the textbook way to do it. It's just how I hear it. That's how it comes to me, and that's how. If it doesn't connect, I would know it doesn't connect, and I wouldn't want to give it to the group. So I just leave it until an idea comes that connects it.
I don't know if you know, right? But right now, I'm taking notes.
No problem.
And the notes, you can't see it, but I can.
That's fine.
All right.
You should take notes. Why not take notes?
Right. C, E, flat, F sharp, G. That's why I reach so far. All right, so we could continue. No, you're too blasted to see. And that's what was going on there, right?
Yeah, so underneath, for that jam, the cellos was carrying the motive. No, weapon, so even as carrying the motive, it's still developing the motive at the same time. But you start with something that's familiar, and then this is also a part of the reharmonization, because you have the traditional melody with some notes here or there, but changing the harmony completely from what it originally was. Right, so that's happening there. And on top of that, very simple. No, picks up. No, right? So when you go into that jam now, I mean, there's harmonically a lot of nice stuff happening, because I know we don't have time to break it down from the bass line. I love that bass line there. And it gives you a different kind of vibe. Now, we go into the next part. So, no, right, that's from 9 down to 1, or from 2 to 1, however you want to think. But I'm thinking, this is how I hear the melody. It is no. That's just the motive we're using. We're not using anything else. And then you continue to develop after that. Underneath of that, the cellos are playing. God na play about me. Every tongue that rise against me shall fall, unless you don't come around me, right? So you have that. All of that is happening at the same time. But the high point is here, we're developing this idea on top. And there's a lot of different interjections here of different parts of the motive that's happened. And that brings you right down to the build, that descending and diminished line.
No, right? What I want to ask you, we don't usually hear, but the diminishing line. But how do you think about that line?
I think that line is something that it's very much in my vocabulary. So, I mean, I don't get to play as much now as I used to, but I spend a lot of time working on diminished lines and trying to manipulate them. And I remember when I gave it to the band, I think even up to Panorama night, people still weren't 100% but I was adamant that I was going to keep it in, because you have to have that challenge. For me, it's like all of it is punctuation. Is it a full stop? Is it a comma? How big that comma is going to be? How blatant I want that full stop to be. So if you notice, if you look back at most of my arrangements, it's always been sort of connected. Everything kind of connect one into the other. It seems very seamless. And I think I do very good at, how we transition from one place to the next and how we utilize those punctuation, if it's an exclamation mark. In my mind, that is how I think about it, right? And that's how I try to put it on. So in terms of that diminished line, it's not, I'm not the only person that uses diminished lines, but I try to again employ them in the arrangement and see how I can just bring something a little different from the always chromatic or always pentatonic. How can we utilize other aspects or other writing styles and put them in music?
Yeah, because normally, well, I don't know if I should say normally, but what I normally hear people do is like, I can't sing a diminished right now, I'm not a singer, right? But it's normally just going up scale, but then with we get this different flavor, we have I think that's
just all in the artistry and how well somebody's able to think about it, conceptualize it, and then make it connect within the music.
Okay.
I think some people would have said, this is similar to how I would improvise as well. So, how I hear music. I mean, I can sit at a computer and just write something, but I much prefer to hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be driving or I'll be in the bathroom taking a shower, and it just comes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I mean, I know how to manipulate it from a musical point of view, but the idea, I need to get the idea sparked first.
Okay.
I can sit down and write an 8-minute arrangement in like 3 hours, but it's not going to be my best work. No, seriously, I can sit down because it's easy. To be very, very sorry. I can sit down and just write. I mean, because you can just, there's some textbooks things that you can do. I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, use some sequences here. I'm gonna use the entire line of musical devices and put into an arrangement. But then it doesn't make it sweet. It doesn't make it appealing. Right. And I prefer if it comes to me a bit more organic. And I feel it. When I do the music, I must be able to feel it from here.
Okay. Definitely. We continue now. No, I have a list. I can't remember the whole list right now. There's so much going on that I want to ask, but I go to ask what I remember. So, going into the part before, I didn't sing about. Yeah, that part. No, we sound like we were just floating on some clouds.
Right, and that was the intention as well. So I'm happy that you got that. So coming out of the jam there, we did a kind of reprieve, if I want to call it that. The two damn bad mind and evil. So reharmonize. Instead of it starting on the 6, it started on the 4. Right, and then went to a 5, suspended 5, going back to the 6. So two damn bad mind and evil. I say, well, I can't stop them people. Always playing French or changing the texture. Remember, we just did this very, exciting jam, a lot of runs and that kind of stuff. Like, cool them a bit, rest yourselves a bit. Always playing friend thing, but they're hard to blast it, deceitful. That is why pam 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 tan tan tan. And then you have this entire transitional part that is so the modulation that takes you up. And it's just a traditional modulation in terms of moving from in this case it would have been from B flat major, G minor, to C major, a tone up. It's not rocket science, right? But really what it was is just, I wanted to lift that mood. So now, instead of the song starting on a 6, it's starting on a 1, the major chord. And that's why it felt like, it's up there. But now changing the textures again now. Instead of having the melody being played up in the top pans, you have a variation of the melody being played in all of the low pans. They have one big smile on their face, right? Or what happens here? They have one big smile on their face, but mine I go kill them. And the heart have not one good intention towards me. I know they don't love me. They want to see me fail. I am blessed. So there's the kind of interaction they have. And then towards the end of that, and then there is another quote that not even the players recognize. They don't normally listen to young people. Right? By TJ, the Uptown Boss. I just bad mind and jealousy. But how I like to write it, right, is the focus is not on the references. The references only help to make the bigger picture. Because I can tell you, when I give the band, I don't tell them what it is. I just do it and everybody just think it's new. So they're all connected. It's not like an isolated idea. If you don't know what song it is, it wouldn't change your experience. Right? And that is how I prefer to do it. Because it's really not needed. Just do it, it's a show, it's entertainment, that kind of thing. If you get it, you get it. It's for what I call it's for the musicians. Right? If they really want to get it, there are things that you can draw, right, from. But coming out of that, and here you have now the conversation again between, two different sections, the high pans and the middle section. Reharmonize again. There's a whole ton of reharmonization happening with some very expansive chords. Always playing different phrases, right? So we go through all of that, right? Developing, and what we're really trying to do is to push the theme of the song, right? And to push the motives. So I would say there are 3 main motives, but the 2 main ones are No Weapon and Too Damn Bad Mind and Evil. Right, and we can understand why those 2, there are others that were developed, but those are the 2 ones that you right after, right? So we come out of that, we do this long, again, transitional material on that 5 chord. Big E chord in the A minor, big E. Show it up and build into something. No weapon, no weapon, no. Now I like maths, right? I love toying with numbers, and in this case, it's 5, it's 7, it's 9, and it's 11. Just because it's triad pairs, right? F E F E F E F E, but it's 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. So it's 5 grouping of 5 grouping of 7 grouping of 7 5 7 9 and 11, and straight into the big crescendo, low pans doing their big thing underneath, right into another jam in the minor key, and that jam in the minor key is the one that's emphasizing no weapon. And that is the melody, but also the bass line for this entire section.
I feel like people underestimate triples.
Yeah, if you know how to use them.
You did. I don't know if I don't listen enough or something, but I don't really hear triples flicking that much. And that. Bro, them lines. Hey. I need to borrow one. I have some clothes I need to do. Yeah. And we go cut it.
So one of the things I wanted to point out really quickly here is that I love developing And when I think about development, it's usually not the traditional way. So we did that big cadential 0.5 chord, big, you know, make it real gritty, you know, to build into the next part. As you want them to feel, hey, you know, no weapon, you know, we ready for anything. No weapon, you know, high punch, you're doing some colors up there, some hits. So when this song starts now, when that section has to establish itself, because it's like an introduction to that section. Danga danga dingy ding 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 ga, doo ding dang ding dang dang, biddy dang dang ding da 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 ding dang ding ding da. What is happening there? No, I could have started it with the actual motive for the song. Here's what we can start with something and we create a whole different section. And this is arranging is composition. So you create new music with old context. But the two damn bad mind and evil bad mind and the two bad that's where I can't stop them people. Two bad mind, two bad mind, two bad mind, two bad mind, two bad mind and an evil bad right, and it goes on, right? So that's what's happening there, as opposed to just going back with the traditional motives, or if you want to use a longer melodic phrase, you take the motive, start it with something else, and you interject it here and there, and you would see that a lot in my work. That for me, if I'm writing the song, I must love to hear it as well. Right. You know, so that's the kind of work that I'm doing. And underneath, again, there's always supporting material that's happening.
Definitely.
By the way, the big question. How are you writing your triple lines? Is it like you have a textbook and you open it and you're like,
let me choose this one today. No, so I hear, since I was very young, even before I started arranging, I hear things. So most people hear in a monophonic setting.
Yeah.
I can literally hear an orchestra playing everything at the same time. And because I have very good relative pitch, I can hear it. And I can just, which is why sometimes I can go to the Panyard and I can just give music. Right? It's because I hear everything. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. It might be a gift. It might be just years of working with it. But I can hear everything in context. You know, I can hear certain chords happening and what. If I put the third in the bass as opposed to the first in the bass, I can hear what it sounds like. I really don't know how to explain it, but I hear it there. So a lot of times when I'm singing and listening to music, you might have a song, you might have a melody, and I'm singing the melody, and I hear the interaction with the cellos. All right, so my cello writing or my middle pan writing has evolved over the years where it's not just giving somebody counter melody, but the counter melody actually has significance. There are times when your counter melody gets in the way, and you don't want it to get in the way. So for me, outside of the strumming parts, when you listen to the bass line is a melody by itself. It's not just one boom, 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 or on the beat. Sometimes those things are warranted. But I imagine if I was playing bass, I definitely want to be able to, you know, it almost have some fun. That's one side, and two, you know, when bass players and not come to practice, you have to give them stuff. I would challenge them. You know, but the idea is every bass line that I do, it's always something that they're able to, you know, it's not just very easy way it's coming on the beat or 8 times D, 4 times now. It's an actual melody that it is. And that has been sort of the foundation of the music that I write. But the counter melody, you know, it's not a book, it's hearing them. And I listen to a lot of styles of music. And I would encourage that to anybody. Because your influence doesn't just come from one place. I listen to all the ranges that I can listen to. I'm pretty sure I would have been influenced by, as young as not in terms of age, but in terms of experience in the Panorama competition. Zara, Norel, Malik, you know, Gavin. I listen to everybody. And it's not you don't critique the music from my music is better than theirs or their music is better than mine. It's just to appreciate it. One of the things that I liked, I think back in 2018, if you check how Panache Zara would have done, getting into the same flat room, again, just kind of changing the texture. That's something I've always appreciated since then. You know, so it is you looking at, and not just here in Antigua and Barbuda across. I listen to Grenada, St. Vincent, you listen to arrangers from 20, 30, 40 years ago. How do you know here understand, appreciate, and then use that material to sort of manipulate your ideas in your head. That's the only way. If you want to continue to, I've been arranging this Panorama for 12 years now, 9-time champion. You know, so it is, how do you reinvent yourself every single year? And that comes with, it's kind of like you studying, like somebody who reads a book. For me, it's, you know, going through a lot of music, African music, classical music, and then you pull those inspirations and employ them in your arrangement.
Yeah, it's very important that you keep listening to music, because you know you can never stop learning. It's important that you listen and you grasp the knowledge that different music has to offer. So we will continue because, you know, as you know, we can't keep it too long. But we're going through.
So I'll just be very quickly here. So that section there, again, it's like the chorus of that section within the song, right? So you start here, you started it, no weapon, and then you go into what would be like the verse. Bam badam 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 bam bam bam. And you get through that part. Now you get here, you want your chorus to be a bit more lively in my head. So now there are things that you do musically that will, so it's not just people jumping up. But there's things you do in the rhythm section, the way that you write the bass line. So it's a bit more, I love to use the term PU muscle, which means more moved, right? So you write in a particular way to solicit that kind of response. Even with the strumming, you may change your strumming from a bit more relaxed way to something that's a bit more forward, pushing. And the cello is on the there. The high pans are playing. Got na playboat, 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 all right? What cello's playing on there? They have one big smile on their face, they have one big smile on their face, they're too damn bad, mind and evil. As we rock cancer, them people, tell them one big smile on the air. So it goes on from there. And you do that to transition into what I now call the closing material, which is like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
So right here, again, really quickly, we go back into what I refer to as a recap. But it's not a full recap, it's not in the same key, it's a total another variation of the flat tune, right? No, it's not the flat tune, sorry, the chorus. No weapon, no weapon can prosper. We've totally reharmonized, starting on a C major and then going to a C major 7, sharp 5, right? It's an augmented chord, right? But that's the chord I was hearing in my head. What's happening underneath? No, boogado ginkgo from the flat tune, that inside line, as subtle as it is. Toodle-a-din-dun, 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 dun too bad mind, not too damn bad mind and evil. I say rock can't stop them people. No weapon, no. So that's the conversation between the high pans and the middle pans, right? And that's building you into what I like to do, like the last jam, you know, taking it outside. It's the last hill that we're going up now. We're going up there, we build towards it. So it's always how we transition from here to here, and then something you have to feel. It's. I mean, we can really go into all of the technical stuff that we do, but how you feel and how you want your music to be portrayed. Remember, there's no weapon. You know, it's nice and bright. You know, we confident. You know, no care anything. You know, we're very positive people. This is what we're doing. No care what you try. No care what kind of weapon you bring. We have a shield to stop that. You know, everything. You know, that's the message that you just keep pumping throughout. It's me. So coming up, we went into that last jam. Yeah, Gardner play about that descending sequence in the cellos. Just to me, this is how you start off. Give the hype on some room. They were playing all the time. They were complaining that they have too much. About, you understand? But they also get to a different texture. No bass playing at the start of that. Bass and high pants phrasing together. Gardner play about, Gardner play about, Gardner play about, Gardner play about me. Boom, garden, get on, garden. And then tenors take it over. Gardner play about me, my Jaja play about me. And it's that old time kind of jam, you know. It's you're there. It's a nice swing. It's a nice bounce. So you do all of that, and you build into the official ending. Now this ending here meant a lot to me, so we had to make sure that ending was almost spiritual, almost. There's a clear message, you know. You're too damn bad, mind and evil. Cellos, bum, bam, 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 bo-do-do-do. So that call and response. They're too this way I can't stop them people, and then the chords that are happening there. Very big, very broad chords. Blam, pa, blam, pa, blam, pa, blam, pa. That's the part you're talking about, the fix. But what it also happened in there, and throughout the song as well, I forgot to mention it, there's a lot of augmentation happening of the phrases, the melodic phrases. Because before it would have been, you're too damn bad, man and evil. I swear I can't stop them people. No, yeah, you're too damn bad, man and evil. Don't think, I swear I can't stop them people. Always playing friend, always playing friend thing, but they had to blast it and that, but they had to blast it deceitful. Low pants underneath, you know, so imitating what they just did, right? And then right out of there, high punch, so they're taking it home and we're climbing. No weapon, no weapon can prosper, right? Can prosper, and they keep climbing. They keep climbing, just climbing until we come to this big climax, right? And what's happening under there? And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Right, so that's happening. And again, the people that didn't hear it, right? Because they weren't studying. You know? Some people only hear the high points.
Yeah.
That's how I write. So the thing is, it's there. Even if it's not there, if I had just changed it and put something else, it wouldn't have changed the impact. But I love for people 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line to listen back and say, wait, I never hear that, you know. Wait, that is what was happening. You know, because it's the same thing we do with a lot of, you know, people when we listen like, wait, this is what he was trying to do. Or kind of leave it open for people to think.
Right.
But as it continues, for thine is to keep climbing kingdom and the power and the glory. So she never stops. And it does the sauce till the ending, and this is one big ending with the drops and everything.
Hey, something I really love, right? Because I like to listen to a little bit of jazz and stuff, right? And using enclosures and stuff, and that's something I really enjoy hearing in a steel, man. It just brings the music to life to me. The lines.
Like enclosures.
I like enclosures.
Like pentatonic.
But yeah, some people like pentatonics and stuff. But yeah, there was something else coming down towards the end that I'm trying to remember. But and it left me again. But you know, you're saying that you do stuff, and some people listen back a couple years from now. I always believe that you can't listen to arrangement one time and hear everything.
Right.
You're gonna miss you unless you.
I mean, it all depends on how attentive you are, and then how quickly it is for you to identify certain things. So I may hear something and may be able to pick up more than the average person. That is fine. There's nothing at all wrong with that. But for the average person, they'll maybe only hear what the high bands are playing.
Yeah.
So for me as an arranger, is how do I fight the battle of giving the music that I want? I know there are years that I've been tempted to do like odd meter stuff. I think I've tried it in some competition somewhere. And people just don't appreciate it because they don't understand it in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at the Panorama, there's music blasting here, people drinking rum here, people chatting here. There's so much going on. So you kind of have to make things, in some cases, as obvious as possible. And I always say, you write for the musicians as well. So, and that's something I was able to develop over the years, coming out of 2014, 2015. Like there are a lot of things that actually happens in the music that I've never had a conversation with people about it. But years later, like, listen to this. Wait, this is what was happening here. Well, yeah, that's what was happening here. But again, you didn't know that it didn't happen, or you didn't know that it happened, but you still appreciated the music for what it was. Right? And I prefer to write that way. I don't like to write this where everything is just jump from here to here. There has to be some kind of connection. And in some cases, it's near spiritual with the music. That's a connection. If I don't feel it, I would not bring it down, to the players them to learn. That's just how I prefer to deal with music.
I'm telling you, this was awesome. This review of the song, I really enjoyed it, and I want to thank you, Khan, for coming today. You would have you would be the winner of the competition, Antigua 2023 Panorama, and it's a well-deserved win. And on behalf of the Upscale podcast team, we'd love to really thank you for coming out and give you a hearty handshake, brother. Yes.
Thank you, man.
No, guys, in wrapping up, so we're about to finish this season, and although the season is finished, we're gonna have many things coming your way throughout the space in that time, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back soon. I promise you guys. So in that meantime, I want you to like, subscribe, and comment on this video, guys. Make sure you do that. Hey, can't endorse this video.
My name is John Francis. No, it's Khan Cordice, right? My name is Khan Cordice. Hi, John Francis. How you doing? My name is Khan Cordice, and I endorse Upscale. How you go? I can't come back down, right?
No, you can't come back down because then you're going down.
So it's Remy.
Pasola Tito.
Oh, man. Guys, we'll be on YouTube. So make sure to check us out on YouTube.
Look out for big things from Upscale, guys. Look out for big things. Look out for our episodes when we come back. Don't sleep on it as we keep on going up.